Jurgen Klopp has looked around the landscape for the type of midfielder that he wants to bring in, and there aren't many options out there outside of, in my humble opinion, Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice. This video is being sponsored by Circle, the all-new football sweepstakes game where the winner is decided live by what happens on the pitch and every single moment counts. Everyone who enters the game is put into a circle and a winner is highlighted at the top at all times. The circle will then shift left or right depending on events on the pitch. As an example, it'll shift 4 spaces for a goal or 2 spaces for a yellow card. Whoever is at the top when the game ends wins the pot. In the goal gifter mode, 20% of the entire pot is paid to whoever is at the top of the circle when the goal is scored. You can even create your own private games and invite your friends to play along. The best part about it is you set the game rules, you set the buy-in amounts. Worst case scenario, one of your friends wins money. On top of it being a great way to make football a little bit more interesting, part of Circle's profits every year will be going towards helping fund grassroots football in the UK. Use the link in the description below to join our goal gifter circle ahead of the Ajax game on Wednesday. We'll be playing along with you guys during our watch along on Twitch. Use the link in the description below and our referral code Anfield Agenda, all one word. By using our referral code, if you bet £5, you will get £5 in free bets, and always visit begambleaware.org for all of your safer gambling tools. And don't forget, you must be 18 years or over and a resident of the UK to play, and please always gamble responsibly. I'm here to talk about Liverpool potentially making a double swoop on Borussia Dortmund. Oh yeah, I said it, a double swoop. Now, you know where I'm going with one of these players, of course, because he's been all over the news today. Mainly because there's been links to Real Madrid for Jude Bellingham, and I'm going to touch on that. I was going to say embrace that, but I certainly don't want to embrace that. I'm going to touch on that subject, and I'm going to take you through the other player who Liverpool have been linked to. As always though, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button for me. Now, let me cut through it for you. We can save the he's not going to sign for Liverpool comments, FSG won't pay the money comments, and all the other stuff that come along with every Jude Bellingham video I make. I understand that people are very doubtful that this transfer will happen, particularly with Liverpool's shaky form of late. But I want to pitch it to you this way. So, yes, there's no denying that Jude Bellingham to Liverpool is, well, it's down to FSG paying the money to Borussia Dortmund to bring him in. Do I think they'll do that? Yes, I genuinely do, because I don't think there's an alternative. Jurgen Klopp has looked around the landscape for the type of midfielder that he wants to bring in and reinvigorate his midfield. And there aren't many options out there outside of, in my humble opinion, Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice. And full disclosure, I firmly believe Declan Rice ends up at Chelsea at some point. And I do understand that when people see Real Madrid being linked like they were today, and I've tried to trace the story back, as I'm sure you guys have as well, and it comes from a journalist whom I believe, it's a relatively small-time journalist, but I believe he works for Goal. Goal are a reputable outlet, but like anybody else, they are briefed or they get their stories from people who have usually got a vested interest. And in this particular scenario, around Jude Bellingham, what I'd ask you to do is just put your common sense hat on for a second. If you could move aside from the FSG money aspect of it and just look at it as a project. Real Madrid have formed for going loud, going brash, and going out into the media and briefing a load of journalists, a load of friendly journalists about how somebody is going to join them. So today it was that Jude Bellingham's entourage has apparently already told Real Madrid that that's his preferred destination. Feel like we've heard this propaganda before. Where was it? Oh yeah, that's right. It was Real Madrid, where Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. And what happened there? Did either of those two... Now just cast your mind back. Think of all the accounts, TV channels, everything that were basically saying Mbappe to Real Madrid was a done deal and that they were looking to get Haaland. Neither of them happened, and neither of them happened for different reasons. Mbappe, it was that beep, beep, beep truckload of cash being reversed up his driveway by PSG. But for Haaland, it was because Manchester City sold him on the project. And look, I'm not naive enough to not know he's going to be paid very well. And I've seen comments from his agent, or at least attributed to his agent, to say that they're already willing to sit down and discuss a pay increase for Haaland at Manchester City a mere few months into his career. But from Liverpool's perspective, I get that people will look at it and go, we're not as attractive a proposition as Real Madrid are. Real Madrid have Camavinga. Real Madrid have Tchouaméni. Real Madrid are building a midfield for the next 10 years. I understand that. But look at it from a perspective of Jude Bellingham to Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp will sit down with Jude Bellingham. He will spell out exactly how and why he wants Jude Bellingham at the club and how he will develop him even further into a superstar. And imagine the plaudits that will come Jude Bellingham's way when he transforms our midfield. As an example, remember back to when Virgil van Dijk came to Liverpool? He had offers from Manchester United, I think, certainly Chelsea, 100% Real Madrid. But he chose Liverpool because he knew if he could sort out Liverpool's defence, which of course he did now, granted we're a bit shaky at the minute, but think of the plaudits that came Virgil's way. He was instantly being spoken about as the best defender in the world. He was nominated very close to winning a Ballon d'Or, and it will be the same for Jude, because although to us our problems are frustrating from the outside, we're actually not that far away with regards to signings that we need. And if we bring in Bellingham and one more midfielder whom, look, your guess is as good as mine with regards to the other one, I think we'll be just fine. And I think Bellingham, when he transforms our midfield, when he is that difference maker, will get far more plaudits for it than if he was playing for Real Madrid in a team full of superstars, which, yes, will win a lot of trophies. I think that move for Bellingham to Real Madrid will still be there in 5, 6, 7, 8 years' time. And he knows that. So what will happen is this. In the media, Real Madrid will keep going on with stories to friendly media outlets, whether it be Spanish ones or otherwise, and they'll be saying how Jude Bellingham's coming to Real Madrid, how he's made his choice, how he's not going to sign a new contract with Dortmund at their behest or, because they've asked him not to. All this other stuff, which is nonsense. And it is nonsense because it's the same routine that they go through all the time. They go so out there and so brash that they try and just basically make it look like, well, there's no point in anybody else coming into this race or even trying to sign Jude Bellingham because Real Madrid have it all sewn up. And look, we are Real Madrid. We get who we want. You don't always, though. And in this case, Liverpool have been working very, very hard to convince Jude Bellingham and Jude Bellingham's representatives and his family that this will be the right move. And it will be the right move for all the reasons I've stated before and others that I probably haven't even thought about. So that's part one of all of this. So the double swoop, number one, will be Jude Bellingham. But the second player, honestly, I didn't even think of until I found out that his contract expires next summer. And that is Borussia Dortmund 17-year-old starlet, Youssofa Moukoko, and again, pronunciations, they're not my thing. Moukoko. That's the gentleman I'm speaking about. 17 years of age. Now, as I said, he is a free agent next summer. I don't understand or know whether Dortmund will be due training compensation from, but I imagine if they are, it'll be something like 250 grand, something kind of small like that, because if he stayed and played in Germany, if the rules, and I don't know that they are the same as in England, then that training compensation is a lot higher than if he moved to a club outside of that country. But we won't be alone in our interest for this kid. We've got Barcelona, Real Madrid and PSG who are also expressing interest in signing him. But according to the article that I read, Liverpool lead the race, and again, it would be a very Liverpool type of signing, wouldn't it? And I wouldn't be against it in any way, shape or form. I think we could do with another young forward to come in and certainly help take the burden off the lads that are there. Bringing through Cade Gordon as well. On top of that, we've got Musialowski. We've got other young players who are on the way through. But if this is true, and hand on heart, I don't know 100%. I'm basing this entirely off a newspaper article. But it caught my eye and I wanted to bring it to you guys because, I love a transfer story. So look, that's where we are with all of this. I'm asking you to take a little bit of a leap of faith with me. I understand that people are worried about FSG, but honestly, I think this is the make or break moment for them. And I think it's up to us, as I said in the previous video, to make sure that we keep posting online. Not hateful, nothing along those lines, but just let them know it's Bellingham. It's got to be the summer at the latest. We can't lose out on this transfer, and just keep reminding the world, much like Real Madrid are doing, except for us, I think we'll actually get him, I really do. Right, over to you guys. Let me know in the comment section. I'm looking forward to reading through them. I'll skip past all the ones telling me I'm deluded because, look, I already know I'm deluded in life. I don't need you to remind me. I've got a wife who tells me all the time. Look, I'll catch up with you guys soon. Much love. Bye-bye.